You're so
Hi, and welcome to Freedom at the Mat. We are so happy that you are here with us today, but in particular, I'm most happy that you have chosen to make time for yourself. There's so many responsibilities and so many things you could be doing right now, so I'm happy that you're here, and I'm hoping that we can make this time meaningful for you. So today, we're going to launch our series on the 4 agreements. If you're not familiar with the book, here it is, Miguel Ruiz, The 4 Agreements. It's a book that a colleague recommended to me about 20 years ago. I was having some challenges on the job, really struggling with actually a person who worked on my team. And I was taking things personally, way too personally, and she recommended this book. So we're gonna go through this book together over the next 4 videos, and I hope that this book is something that you can take to heart, that you can take these 4 agreements to heart because they have the potential to truly transform your life. We'll start with the first one. The first agreement is be impeccable with your word. So find an easy pose. You shouldn't be uncomfortable just yet. As you know, with Freedom at the Mat, we are going to dig into the spiritual, the mental, emotional. We'll get to the physical later, but for right now, just find an easy pose. If you want to have a pen right beside you, just make sure that you are in a receptive mode to what I'm going to share today. So reading some excerpts from the book, The 4 Agreements. Let's get going. The word is not just a sound or a written symbol. The word is a force. It is the power you have to express and communicate, to think and thereby create events in your life. The word is a force that we can use to create things. We have so much more power than we think that we know, but we have to be able to speak and say our truths. What other animal on the planet has that power that we have? The word is the most powerful tool that we have as human beings. It is a tool of magic. However, when you think about the use of a word, the word can be used in a negative way to create pain, or it can be used in an impeccable way to create love, light, beauty, and heaven on earth. Depending on how you use the word, it can set you free, or it can enslave you more than you know. All the magic that you possess is based on your word. And I think I'm going to pause here for a second just because I think that there's something so powerful. A lot of times we feel like we don't have a lot of power in the world, especially as women. We don't have power. But if we just connect with ourselves, figure out what we want, and actually find the courage to use our words in a powerful way, life-giving ways, our lives can change for the better. The word is like a seed, and the human mind is so fertile. The only problem is that too often it is fertile for the seeds of fear. Every human is a magician, and we can either put a spell on someone with our word, or we can release someone with a spell. We actually have the power to bless or curse with our very words. While we were growing up, our parents, our siblings, and our friends, they spouted out their opinions with their words every day. We believed these opinions, and we lived in fear over what they might say over us, like not being good enough, not being good at swimming, not being good at school, not being good at sports, right? Not being good at something. And we grew up actually believing these opinions to the point where it didn't matter what we thought, it was the words from others that really mattered most. And so I think it's important for us to note that while for us as adult women, we are now much more in control of what we feel and what we think about ourselves. that the words that we issue onto others, and maybe others that are more impressionable, children, elders, those that are not as secure, that they're hanging on to our very words. I think about myself when I was younger. There were words that other people said about me that I chose to take to heart. And it took me a really long time to unravel those words and then to refute those words and say, no, not so. What I say is gospel truth for me. So just wanting us all to take more responsibility for the words that we say out of our mouths. And being impeccable, one final thing, it's important for us to be impeccable with our words for our own lives, not just for others, but for our own lives. If you make an agreement with yourself to be impeccable with your word, just that intention alone will allow for the truth to manifest through you and clean all emotional poison that you have through you. So if you make the agreement today with me that everything that we say out of our mouth is going to bless others, it is going to speak positivity into others' lives, any emotional poison that you may be dealing with, it will cleanse it, I promise you. The word is indeed pure magic. It's the most powerful gift that we as humans have. So let's use it for good and not for harm. So what I want us to do for today's writing prompt, or as we get ready for it, is I want us to think about all the words that we've used just over the past day. Think about interactions that you've had with others in particular, children, loved ones, co-workers, siblings, your spouse, your partner, your boyfriend. What words have you spoken to those people? Have they presented light or have they sparked fear? Have they been truth or have they been assumptions? You know, has it been things that you're like, I'm not quite sure of, or have they been just flat out mistruths, lies? I hate to use the word lies, it's such a harsh word, but have these things been positive or negative? I want you just to evaluate for a moment. Think about things you've said, because we actually have the ability to create our karma with our words. So as you're thinking, I want you to prepare, get your journal. Hopefully your journal is somewhere nearby. My journal's right here. And I want you to write the most positive words that you've spoken today or yesterday to someone. Write them down. What have you said that has blessed someone? And then I want you to also be honest with yourself and write down what you've said that has cursed someone. What's something you've said that has absolutely had the power to reject their very being, for them to think, oh my God, well, mama said so-and-so about me, or my sister said so-and-so about me, let me rethink in a negative way that wasn't necessary for you to actually say. So as you're thinking about what you're writing, I just invite you to think about the most recent conversations that you've had in the past 24 hours with your loved ones, with your spouse, with your co-workers, with your siblings, with your children, with your parents, whomever you're talking with. What are the words that we're saying? I don't want to take too much time for this, but I do find that we all talk about journaling. I should journal more. So in Freedom at the Mat, we just take a minute or two just to write down a few things from the writing prompt. And I can tell you what's coming up for me. I'll give you another second. What's coming up for me is thank you. But beyond thank you, what I've been telling a lot of people recently is I appreciate you. I really appreciate you. My father even said the other day, I thank you so doggone much. So going beyond just thanks, thank you, but like looking at that grocery clerk, right? Looking at the postal worker saying, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for that. And it can seem like it's so small, but just living in unadulterated gratitude. For no reason at all, unfiltered, overwhelming gratitude for what gestures others are making for me and the space and time they're making for me. That's what I'm coming up with for myself. You come up with your own. Affirmation for today's class is really straightforward. I accept responsibility for my words. That's it. Continue to think about the words that you issue out of your mouth, that come off of your tongue, right? That you manifest through your thoughts and that you let come out of your mouth. Understand, everything that we think doesn't have to actually come out of our mouth. So filter somewhere between here and here, maybe it stops here, doesn't come all the way out, right? Take that responsibility. I hope that you will take this agreement with me and make this agreement with me from the 4 agreements to be impeccable with your word. Once again, our affirmation is, I accept responsibility for my words. Namaste. Thank you guys so much. See you soon.